today. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the Rowdy.com Big Three. We're actually not going to get you fit
like
today.
Our new mics. I'm Madonna. He's Brittany.
Yeah, that's probably about right. Actually, I am older. But in any case, we are talking NASCAR racing. If you want to get fit, do a little jogging in place while we talk about today's three big burning issues. This is Buzz Cutler. My name is Bassmasters. And what do we have today on the docket?
Well,
Cutler?
issue number one is Jamie McMurray's new contract extension over at Earnhardt Ganassi Racing. Remember when he got unceremoniously dumped from Roush Fenway. He went over to Earnhardt Ganassi, or went home to Earnhardt Ganassi, only signed a one-year deal, had quite the season, and now he's going to be there for the foreseeable future.
Yeah, quite a lot to prove last season for Jamie McMurray, and you got to say he proved it with a win at the Daytona 500, a win at Charlotte in the fall, and of course the Brickyard 400 as well. But he also ran second at Darlington, second in the 600, third in the Bristol Night Race. So this was a great season. I say with these contract extensions, there's no such thing as a sure thing. But, you know, this is pretty close to a win-win for everybody here. There's not much risk that you can see that you can really avoid. I mean, this is a great match for Jamie, and it worked out great for Chip. So I think it's a no-brainer.
Yeah, and don't forget, he also had 4 poles. I'm just struck by the huge reversal of fortunes.
Yeah.
Jamie McMurray gets dumped from Roush Fenway. David Reagan gets kept at that racing organization. How smart of a move do you think that looks right now? I wonder if Jack Roush is kicking himself. And now Earnhardt Ganassi has the guy who won 3 races, a guy they figure they can build with in the future. Now, was last year an anomaly? We don't know. But how could you not reward Jamie McMurray's performance?
Well, the other thing is, you know, if he'd stayed at Roush Fenway, it probably wasn't going to work out for him there. We tried that for 3 years. It wasn't a good fit. This is a good fit, and that's hard to find in NASCAR racing. And when you find it, you got to stick with it.
All right, issue number 2. Rusty Wallace Racing has announced that Steve Wallace will, in fact, make his Cup debut at the Daytona 500 this year. I think Rusty enlisted his dentist to put.
Well, it was what? They were going to go with 5-Hour Energy and something dental.
Aspen Dental.
Aspen Dental.
You can only assume that
maybe it's if you're in Colorado.
Rusty got some new crowns or something. And you know, a lot of people were saying, "Oh my God, is Steve Wallace ready? I can't believe it. He shouldn't be making his Cup debut in the Daytona 500." Well, that's not really for us to say. He's got the owner points thanks to Roger Penske. He's got the car. He's got the sponsorship now, and he's got the familial connections, and NASCAR has long taken advantage of familial connections, and it's not just Dale Earnhardt Jr. What about Michael Waltrip, David Rudiman, David Reagan, Martin Truex? Now, their familial relations may not have been as successful or had the profile of Rusty Wallace, but they still helped open doors.
Well, look, I think the issue for Stephen Wallace here is the guy is still very young. He's 23. But the Daytona 500 isn't the big deal for Stephen Wallace this year. How he runs in the Nationwide Series is a big deal this year. The Daytona 500 as a sort of coming out party, to me, is more symbolic about Steve Wallace. This is his year to make a statement in the Nationwide Series, and with the new point structure there where he'll be compared in the standings to other nationwide drivers like Justin Allgaier and Trevor Bayne and the rest. We're going to see how he's going to perform over there relative to those guys very, very clearly. So to me, the Daytona 500 start kind of symbolic. This is I don't say make or break year. This is a big year for Steve Wallace.
To quote another NASCAR prodigal son, there are no more excuses at this point.
Well, you know, his excuse extension just keeps getting longer. But enough about that. What's issue number 3?
Issue number 3 has to be the test going on down at Daytona. They're starting with single car runs this morning. They'll be getting into drafting this afternoon. What are you looking for?
First thing I'm looking for is how much is this going to look like Talladega with 43 race cars or more out on the track at the same time. If the 2-car breakaway, for example, is something that's going to work in the Daytona 500, I think sometime during this test, and it may not be today, I don't even know if they'll be drafting today, but at some point in this test, I think you'll see 2 guys hook up and see if they can make that work. Does handling Is there a hint, any hint at all, which I doubt we'll see, that handling will come back into the equation at some point? Is there going to be any wear factor on this asphalt that means handling will be a little bit of a factor in the Daytona 500? I doubt it. The third thing is the speeds. They're going to have a little bit smaller plate opening on this car. What speed do we get to when we get to drafting out there? Those are the things I'm looking for.
Right, and I do believe I read that they're going to be drafting this afternoon.
Well, that's great.
We might have some answers by the end of the day. The only other thing that I would add to that is we keep comparing this to Talladega, but remember, Talladega is much wider than Daytona. Will we see any four-wide racing
Right.
or four-wide testing over the next couple of days. I think
3-wide seems like a done deal.
Right, so I'm going to be looking for those moments. I'm going to be looking for those moments of 3-wide and possibly occasions, glimpses of 4-wide racing. I mean, without handling coming into play, why not?
Yeah, I think what you'll see is if handling's not a factor, you'll see a lot of 3-wide racing in the 500, and then at the end, I think you will see guys going 4-wide there.
How long will they sustain that 3-wide
Yeah.
racing? Will they take circuit after circuit 3-wide?
Well, everyone seems to say it's been pretty doable so far.
Right.
All right, that has been your Rowdy.com Big 3 for today. Do join us at Rowdy.com. We have so many great discussions going over there right now on the point system, on the nationwide series rule, and on Daytona testing. So please do join us over there. Until next time, you keep going with that fitness program.
Don't forget your cool down.
That's right. Stretch it out.
Oh,
Did you pull something there?
always.
We'll see you next time right here on the program.
Rowdy.com. Say it like it is.
Say what like it is?
Rowdy.com.